Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Jen, hit us.
Okay, how about some injury updates? How did Chris Carson make it through the game, and what's the latest on Carlos Dunlap?
I mean, we can just start questions with all of these props we have out here. We can't even
Okay.
acknowledge
I tell
these.
you what,
Jeez.
I don't usually see props like that when you are doing a press
I know. That's
conference.
why I would think it would have drawn your
Happening with the
attention.
props. You're right.
Yeah, my my cause, my cleats. This is the program that the league has been had in order for some time now. I'm going to wear some cleats, some shoes in the game here that one of our local artists created for us. Corinne Hernandez, working with a group called Urban Artworks, has brought these to me. I think they look pretty sharp. I can't wait to put them on and wear them. And you know, whenever I'm wearing Monarchs, I'm doing okay. So this will look strong. This is, I would say that this local group, Urban Artworks, is doing a bunch of great work. They are helping young artists in terms of jobs and placement and giving them a chance to be seen and heard. We have a group that we work with. Our company is called Amplify Voices, and we've worked with them on a couple causes here. Also, Coach the Vote. We spent some time, and we're really proud to be able to represent and help a young artist be seen and be heard, and amplifying people's work is really something we're excited about. So that's what's happening. So thanks for bringing it up, Jen. That's a good idea.
I tell you what, how'd you get involved with that organization? How'd you get connected with them?
Yeah, we heard about them, and we heard about Urban Artworks, and we were looking for people that, in essence, we want to help amplify the work they're doing too. So that's what our group has done, and so it's a good start for us, and we're excited about it, and just trying to do the good work locally.
Okay. Now do you want to talk about Carson and Dunlap?
Whatever you want, I'm all yours.
Great. How did Chris Carson make it through the game? What do you know about Dunlap's injury?
Okay, Chris a little sore coming out of the game. First time he's played in a while. I'm anxious to see how he feels this week. We'll work him through it. Didn't have a lot of carries in the game, but did get some good. He took some good hits and delivered some real good ones. So we'll see how he's feeling. Should be fine for the ball game. As far as Carlos is concerned, he's got a sore foot. There's a little something going on, but nothing serious. And so we'll just need to see how he goes and handles the week. I can't tell you how he'll be on game day yet, but we're hopeful, and he's hopeful he'll be able to play.
Masvita.
Yeah. Hey, Pete. I'll bite on the props there. You've been an advocate for giving since we're down at USC back then. When did you become aware or just start giving to the disadvantaged?
Yeah, I really woke up a little bit when I was at SC. The fact that the school is right in the middle of LA and there was so much going on around it. I was alerted one day to problems that hit me right between the eyes that had occurred in the neighborhoods, and I just followed it along. A week later, I was calling a meeting to see who would show up in Los Angeles and to talk about the issues in the streets and what was going on. And we had an extraordinary collection of people that showed up. From the mayor showed up, and the chief of police, and Maxine Waters showed up, and all kinds of people showed up. And I realized that there was a lot of people that were really excited about doing something positively and helping out. And from that point on, it's just been an ongoing pursuit. It's been something that I've really been connected to and excited about, and like to continue the work. Right now, we're working on amplifying young people's works and people that need to be heard and seen because they really deserve it, and they've got a story to tell. So that's how we're really trying to exercise it now.
On the football question, the Giants seem to be committed to the run, regardless of who's back there. Can you just talk about their commitment to the run game?
Yeah, they're. I think just under Coach Judge, they're a tough, committed football team in terms of special teams. The way they're playing defense, they're really playing good up front, and it fits. You've heard me talk about it a lot. It's the running game that really brings it all together, and they look like a team at this early stage in his coaching there that they have made a commitment to be physical and tough, and so it's definitely part of their game. We're counting on it.
Mr. Joe.
Hey, Pete, do you have any update on Daryl Taylor and Rashad Penny?
We're going to get word by the end of the week here on Daryl. Rashad's getting real close to doing some stuff, and so I'm excited to see if it's going to be these next couple days or it's next Monday. But we're right there for Rashad to jump back in here.
A couple weeks ago, you expressed that Darrell Taylor was coming back. You felt pretty confident of it. Did you have a setback?
He didn't have a setback, but there was a point there where they wanted to clarify, what's going to happen when he does come back. And so we went back to the docs, and he's got a couple interviews this week to clear the air on where we're going. We got him as far as we could take him at this point, and now he's looking for final assurance that he's doing the right thing and all that. So we'll find out, and we'll let you know when we know.
Matt?
I know in the past there have been some key field goals that have been missed, and it's obviously affecting you guys. But Jason Myers has been about as automatic as you can get. I'm just wondering how comforting that is to see him be able to do that, and just what you think of his consistency.
Yeah, it's interesting you would go to the ones that he's missed, because I don't look at it that way. I look at
Not the one that he's missed. I meant like previous kickers.
Okay, I can't remember those. So he's having an incredible year. He's just been rock solid. He's such a tremendous athlete for this position. He's just so well tuned and fitted to be really consistent. He's just got that makeup, and he's a great worker, and he's a good competitor, and his mindset is strong and the kind of competitor that you like as your kicker. So he's having a great year, and we're counting on him. It was really a clutch decision to make at the end of that game, whether we kick the ball and take a chance, giving them an opportunity. We just went with the continuity of our group, and the snapper, holder, kicker. They're awesome, and so we counted on him to come through, and he did again. So we're fortunate to have him.
Corbin?
Hey, Pete, you're known for your roots in the 4-3 defense, but it seems like this year in particular that you guys are running a lot more bare fronts. How much of that is the Jamal Adams effect with what his strengths are, and what does that say about Ken Norton Jr.'s ability to scheme to his personnel, especially as of late with the defense playing better?
Corbin, that's a very astute observation. It is. You have seen us adapt to our personnel, and we have enough background that we can do a lot of things. We've been through so much over the years, and I think Kenny is exhibiting to you that the use of our talent, and Jamal's part of it. Jordan coming to us as well is part of it, and absolutely it fits, like we've said to you about Carlos. His work as a 9 technique, which puts him outside edge on the, to the field in our defense, puts him exactly where he can be really most effective. And so I'm thrilled that you can see it come together. It's taken us a few weeks. We weren't quite there. We wanted to work with Bruce in that edge position, and when we lost him, we took a couple steps back to get kind of reoriented. But I think the defense is really moving now, and I'm really excited about where we're going.
Nico?
Yeah, well, hey, Pete, my question was actually very similar, so I'll just add on to it. How much of the way the defense has played over the last couple of games feels like they're turning that corner away from the struggles from the beginning of the season?
Well, I mean, you guys wouldn't have thought it. I wouldn't have thought that it might be possible to be a top 10 rushing group. We're already, I don't know, we're up in the top 10 numbers in terms of sacks and hits on the quarterbacks, and we've turned that thing around in a hurry. And we definitely can feel the momentum of the shift happening, and it's what we've been waiting for. We all had to be patient because we all want to see it go, but now it's time to keep proving it. And because we did something last week doesn't mean anything, unless we do it again. So these guys are determined to like you say, make that turn in a real positive way to add to this football team and to this season. And if we can play like we've been playing, we got a chance, and it could be a real good complementary aspect of our club, and we're really anticipating that it's going to happen, and we're excited for it, and we're going to work real hard to get that done.
You're going against a very good tight end just coming from a big game. what are some of the difficulties that Evan Ingram brings to the table?
Yeah, he's a tremendously fast tight end. You know, he's got great speed, very athletic, as natural as you can get, running routes, getting out of breaks, running with the ball after catch, catching the football. He's a fantastic talent, and so he does cause problems. When we play tight ends of that kind of makeup or similar, you know, where they're really obviously good, I like it. You know, we got a great matchup, and Jamal is going to be a matchup for anybody. So. You know, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult and all that because Evan brings that. But we do feel like we match up well.
John?
My mute button wasn't working. Yeah, Coach, going back to the shoes real quick.
John,
you've always
use your
been.
finger. You got to use your finger and tap that thing. You know.
I got it now. You hear me?
Yeah. Just John.
Okay. Back to the shoes for a sec. You've always been a coach who likes players to express themselves in a lot of different ways. The league's always been known with uniforms, everything's so strict and buttoned down. Do you like that this is a way for players to not just express themselves, but for a good cause?
Yeah, I think it's the cause is why I like it. You know, I mean, I don't know about that they need to express themselves. They get to express themselves every time they take a step on the field and do what they do. And whatever we can find room for, I think it's just fine. You know, I love the fact that these guys that make up these teams are all individuals and they all have their own way and they all have their special, unique qualities. And I always hope that they can be seen and heard and all that. This is another way. I think the league has just with celebrations and some movement that they've made in recent years. They have. Agreed with that thought that the players deserve an opportunity, and so it doesn't mean that you can't be a team. It doesn't mean you can't be a team player and you can't be all in and all of that. It just I think it's a real colorful part of the game that's it's fun and it's part of our growth as a club. I mean, as a league, and as we express ourselves. And I really positively support it.
And one football thing you talked about Jason Myers already, but just special teams as a whole with what Dixon's doing, with the coverage guys, is this as good as you've been across the board, special teams, in quite a while?
John, this is as consistent as we've been. The kicking has just been phenomenal. You know, Mike's averaging 49 something, and 44 something in nets. He's only had 4 touchbacks during the season. He's having a great year, and the placement has been exquisite. But I love the consistency of our coverage groups. They've just been making plays week in and week out. It's a really, really good group, and it's a championship part of a club that we need to come together and match their consistency, and then we'll be doing pretty good on offense and defense. So it's a really, really positive part of our team.
Brady?
Hi, Pete. Have you given much thought to the idea of quarantining a quarterback? Obviously, we see what happened with the Broncos and everything. And then the second part of that question is, who would be your emergency quarterback if all else failed?
Well, Danny Etling is our third quarterback, and we've been in the conversation of this for a long time, and we actually kicked into a new gear just by the. I hate to say it, we had to wait to see something bad happen, but we have stepped forward in terms of taking care of Danny, so to make sure that he is apart from the other QBs. So if we had, heaven forbid, some kind of a circumstance, he would not be considered connected to those guys. So in essence, he is separated from the QBs for now, and he's done a fantastic job to this point where we trust that he can go to all the meetings, all the virtually, stay with us. He'll work out and all that kind of stuff apart from those guys, and we'll keep him available. So that is our guy.
And before that, who would have been your emergency guy, if like a player from another position, if it went to that?
Oh, we've got a couple guys that can do different things. You'd be surprised at the versatility of some of our guys. Jacob Hollister has quarterback background. DJ has quarterback background, and we have some surprises as well. So, but those are guys that would jump in for us if we needed it.
Thanks.
Jackie?
Hey, Pete, with all the questions surrounding Daniel Jones' availability, what are the unique challenges that come with having to prepare for 2 different quarterbacks?
The media asks that question a lot, and so rarely are the quarterbacks drastically different from one another, And so, like we had the same discussion last week, playing Philadelphia, and the offenses can really only do what they do, pretty much. Now we're witnessing a really good example in New Orleans. What's going on with their guys, and they're doing a marvelous job of it. But for the most part, if the quarterbacks kind of fit the same kind of makeup, even though Colt isn't 6'5", or whatever. He's still a guy that kind of plays within the system. He's a good, accurate thrower. He can move around and run a little bit. So we expect to see basically the same stuff. And then from there, we have to be ready to adapt. And if they want to change modes and do something different, then that's something we'll adapt to. But we don't prepare differently. We don't practice differently. If it was a drastically different guy, if you had Peyton Manning and then you had Steve Young, you might think of it differently, because the guy can run around all over the place and all that. No knock on Peyton. We should talk about Peyton later anyway. But it has to be a really drastically different athlete to really make us change what we're doing.
Tim?
Well, hold on, she's not done. Go ahead, Jackie.
Defensive side of the ball for the Giants, they've been a big catalyst for their current run right now. What have you seen from them? Just they have players at all three levels on their D.
Yeah, they're really solid. They're really physical up front. They play the run really well. Very disciplined. Blake Martinez is a terrific leader for him. He really directs the show, it seems, and over 100 tackles. He's everywhere. He's all over the place. They're real big and solid up front, where it all begins. They're a good group. You can see why these guys are winning now. There's the formula is there. They're running the football. They're playing good defense. They're tough on special teams. All of that. Good kicker. They've got all the elements, and I can see why they're getting hot. We got our hands full with these guys.
Tim?
The NFC East this year is a little reminiscent of what the NFC West was back in your first season in 2010. What do you remember maybe about some of the comments that you heard that season about, you guys having a losing record and making the postseason?
Yeah, there were disparaging comments, and, people appalled at the thought of the team with a losing record would be in the playoffs, which I thought was hilarious at the time. But you're in your own division. You got to win your own division, and that means you got to have a better record than the rest of the guys in your division. Nobody said what the numbers have to be, and I find it funny that the same conversations come up. I get it, but they're going to have a champion in that division, and they're going to play in the playoffs at home. That's the way the rules are set up, and that doesn't mean that you're not going to be effective in the playoffs. And we have a good recollection of that. The thing we screwed up is we didn't win in Chicago. We should have kept going. We messed that thing up.
Curtis?
I was kind of curious how you feel like Tre Flowers has been playing the last few weeks, and the kind of cornerback group as a whole now that Shaquille Griffin's back out there and DJ Reed's been a part of it as well.
Tre has been doing well. He's been way more consistent than he was earlier in the year, and his confidence is really in a good place. So he's as you hope, you see guys get better during the season. We're going to see how he is. He's got a hamstring that's bothering him a little bit coming out of the game. We'll see how he looks today.
Art?
A couple of questions, Pete. Do you have an outfit to go with the shoes, and if not, why not?
If not, why not? Well, no, I'm going to go with my regular coaching duds on game day, and it's just so the shoes just jump out at you. And I got my Amplified Voices T-shirt on today because I'm kind of in the spirit of it all. I don't think I have to go any farther than that to answer your question. I think that's enough of a statement, and I would want Corinne's work to come through. I don't want to cause any kind of a distraction from the great stuff that he did.
Talk around. Football question. Jamal Adams has brought a skill set that I don't think you've had in that position in your time here. What was the trickiest aspect of getting him integrated into your scheme based on what he brought?
Yeah, really, there hasn't been anything, Art, that he hasn't been wide open to, receptive to, excited about. I mean, this has been, it's just been a world-class relationship from the moment that we started talking about it. He's just been so on board, so ready for this opportunity. I mean, he couldn't have been. Whatever happened before, I don't know. But where he is now, he's in a great place, and he's been all in. So there's been no hitches to it. It's just been the process. We're asking him to do quite a few things that are allow him to express his ability. As we always try to figure out how to do that. He has so many talents that there's a lot of stuff. You can see where we place him. He's in coverage. He's in zone. He's in man-to-man. He's in stuff over the top. He's pressured. He's up in the running game. He has a role to play in all of that in our scheme, and I'm fortunate that I've been through a lot of safeties that have a lot of really unique talents over the years, and been able to do a lot of stuff. I mean, just go back to our years with our guys here. You've seen big guys and small guys, and hammers and quickness and speed. Well, it's been that way for years. What we can do with Jamal is everything we've ever done with everybody. I mean, he can do all of the stuff. He's really aggressive and really on the attack, with excellent speed and movement and agility. The best part about it is his instincts that allow him to show how tough he is. He's just nails, and he just goes for it and tries to make things happen every chance he gets, and he's right a lot. So sometimes you're going to be all those guys that play with that kind of a mentality will make some errors at times because they have to be willing to walk the line, and he's a blast to coach.
Bob?
Yeah, Pete, when you talk about offensive balance, do you have numbers in your head, or is it just more of a feel thing for it when you see it kind of thing? Or
yeah, okay, I'll give you something, Bob. There's an old number that I think I give credit to Vince Lombardi for this, just because that's how I remember it. That he had a number that in games, if you can combine your completed passes and your total rush attempts, and they connect for 50 or more attempts, then and that happens in a game, you're going to win. And that I've never said that to you guys. Maybe I have. I don't know. But look at stats. Look at the stats and see how accurate that is. It's at least an 80-something% win connection. And so if I was going to give you something, and every time I look at the stats after the game, I'm looking to add up how many completions we had and how many rushes we took, and it almost always wins for you. So, that's maybe more definitive than you thought you'd get, but it's a great stat.
where is he at recovery-wise? Is he close at all? Or?
Yeah, he's got wait one more week before he can come back, and I think he's going to be ready to do that. I think from the way things are going, he's got a chance.
Greg?
Hi, Pete. We all know about Bobby Wagner's tackles and the tackle streak you talked about Monday night, but the play he made on Goddard 40 yards down the field in coverage on Larry Fitzgerald there in one of the last plays against the Cardinals, how underestimated is that part of Wagner's game that you can count on him to be 30, 40 yards down the field?
Yeah, I'm glad you bring it up because it isn't just the tackles that he makes, he's a marvelous athlete, just an all-around athlete, coordination-wise and timing and feel and all of that. And it takes all of those kinds of faculties to make choices in that kind of space and that kind of speed and that kind of depth and all to come through, and he just has all that, and so that's like I talk about him, and he's a Hall of Famer. He is exactly what you would hope to write up as almost the definition for the position, and there's been some great ones, and he's one of them.
When you drafted him, did you see any of that? Everyone knew about the hitting at Utah State.
I had it nailed. Yeah, to a T. No, we saw a lot of stuff. Yeah, we saw a lot of, his natural strength and all that we understood that. He's got a really powerful body, but he had great speed. He was very, very fluid as an athlete, and so we hoped that he would come through and be an all-timer, and we couldn't have predicted that, but we had hoped, and he surpassed our expectations. With his consistency, which all is based on his character. It's the person that he is. He's just got his act together in the world, and it shows up in his play.
Today's last question, Michael Sean Dugar.
The Tell the Truth Monday, Competition Thursday, or Competition Wednesday, all that stuff. Where did you get the structure of that from?
That came to me out of a clear blue head. Earl Bruce once said that, and I'm just quoting Earl Bruce. It's really clear blue sky, but he said clear blue head. Yeah, it was just made it up. Frankly, just made it up. It was different in college because we didn't have a day off in college during the week, but that was confusing for a couple years. But I figured it out. But it's really it's a philosophical, approach to emphasis, and you get what you emphasize. And so the fact that we start about telling the truth, on the first day of the week, and then we get back to competition, which is the central theme in the program, and then our philosophy is built around the football, so that's a whole day dedicated to it, and then we got to get ready to play the game, and so we got to get right on Friday, and so it's just been good tools for me to really to make the points of what's important to us.
That was when you got here. You made that up?
No, back in the Trojans. Yep.
Thank you, everyone.
See you guys. I'm gonna take my shoes with me. Okay?